is no secret that I hate eye creams. I constantly apprise others on why they are wastes of money, how they are ineffectual in many cases, and why people just shouldn't be swindled by marketing lies around them. However, there are a few instances that yes, not only do I recommend eye creams, but they are a good idea to use. And although I don't think this extends to all eye creams or to all people, I do want to discuss it just to kind of break that down and show that, you know, even in my own world, there are always exceptions to the rule. So when are eye creams actually a good idea to invest in? When should you be looking for one? And, you know, if you aren't in this category, should you still continue avoiding them and saving your money? Save your money. Let's first break down the reasons that I call eye cream problematic. The first and foremost is this notion that the under eye area is dramatically different than the rest of your skin. People will say it doesn't have oil glands, or it doesn't have pores, or it needs special attention. That is not true. Your skin has layers and pores all over your face. Your skin has glands that secrete oil, and yes, that happens here as well. The one difference is that this is slightly thinner, but that doesn't mean you need special stuff for it. Skin is skin, which is skin. And as long as you're using something that is eye safe, or that's not going to, you know, burn your eyes out, if you can put it on the rest of your face, you can put it here. People, specifically marketers or large companies, always claim that eye creams will fix everything. And it's like, okay, well, what are you fixing? You could have puffiness under the eyes, you could have color under the eyes, or you could have wrinkles around the eyes. All three of these things are very different. They are caused by different things, and you actually need different ingredients or different products in order to treat them. And specifically with all of this hype that's lying about the skin's anatomy, you know, just these internet rumors or these creams and marketers just claiming all of these things that really aren't true, or that these creams really don't hold up to, those are some of the reasons that I get a little bit flustered when I see people wasting money. And there are more. If you haven't seen the video talking about eye creams and in depth going into the marketing and the psychological manipulation that happens through media, you should watch this before you spend another penny on eye creams. You can open it in a new tab and come back to this video later. But this one is pretty darn important. But with this in mind, there are a few instances in which somebody might want to use eye creams. What are those, and when is eye cream actually a good idea? The first is if you want a different texture under your eyes. For example, when you're applying makeup. When you think about it, you know, if you have a moisturizer that works on the face, it can work here and vice versa. But if you have really dry skin, you like to slather up your face in a layer of vegan Vaseline or grease or something like that, maybe you don't want that around the eyes because it feels too heavy. In that case, it does make sense to use a different texture or a different feel here rather than here. Additionally, if you are trying to apply makeup to cover acne somewhere here on your face, you want skincare that's really going to grip onto makeup pigment, but around the eye area you want something a little bit lighter, more highlighting, you might want to go with something that's either less sticky or more sticky, depending on how you want your skincare to prep your face for the cosmetic application after. Another example is if you want to put something by the eyes that is normally not eye safe. You probably hear me state this generalization all the time, that if it can go here, it can go here, and vice versa. And again, for most moisturizers, that is totally true. If you turn and learn those eye creams, you realize that the same basic ingredients are what you find in most cosmetic moisturizers. So why are you going to pay 10 times the price? The difference is that if there is something that you are putting on your face that is not eye safe or shouldn't be used near the eye area, whether that's a potent active like retinoic acid that you would get from your dermatologist, or if that's even something that's highly fragranced and could irritate the eyes, or, you know, would evaporate off and cause a little bit of stinging or tearing, that is an example in which you would want to choose something different or safer for this eye area. Now, if we're getting super technical, technically, you could apply all of these things around the eye area as long as you don't get them into the eye, but because they're in such close proximity and because, you know, different cosmetics can actually move across the skin, you don't want to risk, you know, bumping your eye. You don't want to risk cosmetics moving and having something that would be too potent or irritating entering into that delicate eye area and the conjunctiva, causing issues, etc. So if there's an ingredient that you want to use on your face that you don't want to put near your eyes, or vice versa, then yes, you could get a specialized eye cream in order to do so. But please note that most of the time, even when it comes to some retinoids, you can use them pretty interchangeably as long as you're being safe, careful, cautious, and of course speaking to your dermatologist. The third reason it's a good idea to use an eye cream is because you want to. Skincare is self-care. And if you have the money, if you have the initiative, if this is part of a self-care routine for you, don't let anyone, including me, shame you into stopping that. If you enjoy it and if you have the money to spend, then go for it. What really gets me upset is when people are told that they absolutely need this, or they are sold a little capsule of eye cream that's $130 to try to fix a problem that they didn't know they had because marketers or salespeople or influencers or whoever is shoving that down their throats. Skincare doesn't need to be overly complex. It doesn't need to be overly analytical. It's a form of hygiene that is also self-care, and we should feel good while doing it. Now, something that's different that a lot of people confuse for eye creams are eye patches. And I actually relatively like eye patches. Yes, some can be overpriced, but eye patches are different. They're actually like a mask that goes in this eye area. And if you can see, when you have something laying on the skin, it's actually pushing product or whatever was applied to the skin first deeper in and kind of preventing evaporation. It's like wearing plastic wrap on your face, right? Whatever you put on underneath isn't going to evaporate as easily. And specifically when it comes to eye patches, I love that A, you can reuse some of them, and B, you can put them in the fridge. I actually use eye patches, not every day, only for my self-care days when I'm really feeling like it. But I will actually put them in either a regular fridge or my skincare fridge, and this cooling sensation combined with this physical pressure does help to depuff and kind of help to move fluid out from underneath this eye area. That's something that I like to do when I have a little bit of puffiness under my eyes, especially when I first wake up in the morning. Now, that being said, it's pretty much Cold Spoon 2.0. Don't let somebody trick you into buying these fancy eye patches to depuff the under eyes when you could just use a cold spoon. But it is a more luxurious experience than a cold spoon. You can walk around the house with them, whereas a cold spoon, maybe not. And when it comes to my personal preferences, the eye patches that I indulge in either are the reusable ones, like from Do, or Doux, Doigt, Doigt, Dieu, Douai. Parlez-vous français? No. Or the Wander Beauty ones. The Wander Beauty ones are my favorite because it is essentially an amazing face serum that is attached to an eye patch that's 24 karat gold. They are the most aesthetically pleasing eye patches that I know of. I put them in the fridge. Yes, I reuse them because thank God products are made with preservatives so that they don't go rancid on you. And especially on sleepless nights or through overnight shifts, those have gotten me through so much. And you know, it is like a little bit of an instant depuffer just from the physical sensation of pressure and cold. But again, do you need these? Absolutely not. That is purely self-care. You know, it's a replacement for the cold spoon. And if you have the money, then go for it. But don't let anyone else, any article, any influencer, or even me tell you that you need to go buy these little creams to make your under eye area acceptable to society. We all have darkness. We all have puffiness. We all have wrinkles. It's a sign that we've laughed, that we've spoken, that we've had a sleepless night or two, and that we've worked hard and stayed up and felt emotions or have had fun. And you know, I think that that is beautiful. There are about 5 eye creams whose formulas I actually love, and I do put them all over my face as well as in my under eye area, or I lock them into the under eye area if I really want. If you haven't seen that video, it's right here. I'll also leave it in the description for you. But a lot of eye creams are basically overly glorified facial moisturizers that companies put into a smaller tin and charge you twice the amount for, but the ingredients are almost identical to moisturizers. So if you want to know about the 5 eye creams that do switch things up a little bit, and which one is best for wrinkles versus what you should get if you have puffiness versus what you should get if you have color, that video goes into all the details. And again, back to the beginning, if you haven't seen that video about why eye creams are such crap and overpriced marketing, that's really step 1. Start here. Then collect, go, come back here and pass $200. Overall, as your skincare big sister, as in sister, I take it as my responsibility to help people understand their skincare, feel empowered by their beauty, and basically know what the options are so that you can make educated decisions about where you do or don't want to put your money. If you learned a little something from this video, make sure that you hit that like button, and if you haven't subscribed, I just saved you and your under eyes some money, so please consider doing so. And did you know that only like 50% of the people who actually watch these videos are subscribed? Are you one of them? Consider pressing the button and becoming part of the beautiful butterfly family. Like, what do I have to do? I hope I provide good information. I hope I make things interesting, educate, entertain. Do we want more cats? Do we want challenges? Do you want me to dress up like a pineapple? Let me know. But for now, if you don't want to miss another video, or if you realize that, oops, that just hadn't been pressed before, go ahead and give it a jab and see what it does. Overall, always remember to be beautiful both inside and out, and I cannot wait to see you in one of these next 2 eye cream videos. Love you guys. Bye.